Hello, this is Mark from Tonick Watering. I'm here to discuss using gel fill connectors on our 2-wire products. There are 3 different types of gel connectors which we generally use. The first being the BVS connectors, which is the BVS1 and the BVS2. The BVS1 is a smaller connector which is used for connecting decoders to solenoids, and the BVS2 has 2 larger ports and 1 smaller port, and that's designed more for connecting the 2-wire path to the actual decoder. But I'm going to focus today on the third type, which is the DBYR connector. These connectors can be supplied from multiple people, whether it be 3M, King Innovation, or several other suppliers, but the essentials remain the same. We have a tube, which is filled with a gel, and a lug nut. What we want to do first, put the tube down, grab our decoder, and our solenoid. Now I've pre-stripped back some of these, which is this connector and this connector here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them together and just give them a quick twitch so they're slightly together, but doesn't have to be too much. Now that they're in there, I can just put them into the lug nut, and I twist the lug nut a few times. I can actually feel that it's really starting to grab it while I'm twisting. Now that I've twisted it together a fair bit, I can actually feel that it's holding it, and enough to hold and keep the units together. Once you've got that lug nut and it's quite securely in there, as simple as making sure that the lug nut now goes in the gel. The big trick to this is that this red lug nut has to connect all the way down and sit all the way at the bottom of this gel connector. If it doesn't sit all the way at the bottom, you might find that you still get a bit of water ingress into the wires, and which can damage things. So these units are made to be semi-transparent, so you can actually see through them and see that the red lug nut sits down at the bottom. So I simply push it in as much as I can. It's getting a bit hard to push in there, so I just use a screwdriver to push it all the way down the bottom. It's taking a bit, but it's going all the way into that gel. Make sure the gel's all the way filled inside there so it's nice and secure. Now, it's all the way at the bottom of that. If I'm pulling it out, I can pull a little bit, but these ones are actually quite strong. But the more important thing, if you can see here, there's actually a little bit of an issue that you can actually see a path all the way down where my screwdriver was. So I just need to make sure that that is completely filled up. I can push it in with my finger if need be. So all that gel is well and truly in there. There can't be any holes or any air in there ideally. Even air can expand. Bit of gel in there. I can clean my fingers off later. As long as it's all the way down the bottom and the gel is nice and clean and secure, I can now close it off. And more importantly, as I pull these, it doesn't actually come out. One of the tricks is if you haven't done it properly, you pull these really, really hard and the wires will come out of the connector. Now I'm pulling that a little bit hard and it's not actually coming out. So that's a good trick to the end. So you've got the red connector down the bottom and a nice strong seal there with the wire inside the connector. That's really the trick to it, just making sure that those wires are well and truly secure inside that lug nut, and the lug nut has to be at the very, very bottom of that gel tube. Thank you.